Hello and welcome to today's video. So this video is my February TBR, and this month once again we will be using my own TBR game, Snakes and Ladders TBR. So excited about that one. Very quickly, this is the board. I use the board. I have a counter, which I need to get a real one, and an 8-sided die, which I roll to move the counter. Then each of the colourful squares on the board relates to a category, and I pick a prompt from those categories. That is the extreme basics of it. I will link up above and in the description my January TBR video, because I have a whole time-stamped area where I'll go through every single rule, every single instruction, exactly what everything means, examples of everything. So if you want a full explanation, information of how absolutely everything works, that will be linked up above and down below. That is the basics of it all. I haven't decided yet. The one thing I haven't decided is if I'm going to have like repercussions for not finishing the previous month's TBR. As I'm filming this, we've still got 1 week left of January, and I've got one book still to start and one book I'm about a quarter of the way in. So I've got 1 3/4 of a book left to read. So realistically, I'm going to finish January's TBR. So this month I'm not worrying. If I don't end up finishing it, I'll figure something else out. But I'm essentially going into it that I've finished January's TBR, so I'm just rolling as normal. And as always, I'll be doing 6 rolls for 6 prompts and matching books up to those prompts. One thing to mention is that during February I'm hoping to take part in Polathon, so I will also, when I'm picking the books, I'll be trying to think about books that I can also double up for the Polathon prompt. And I will basically roll, you'll see me roll, and then I will come back and talk about whatever book I've picked. So yeah, let's get rolling. Okay, so after last month we're starting off on number 54, and I'm going to roll the dice. This is the dice roll for roll 1, and that landed on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. So I'm now picking 7 books out for this month, and I've gone down to 18. 18 is genre-ish, and that is sci-fi. So roll 1, we've rolled sci-fi. Okay, so roll number 1, we got genre-ish, and for that sci-fi was picked out. I decided to go for an original sci-fi and pick Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have never read this, always wanted to, and within the last 3 months I actually found this book. So I now have no excuse at all. So February I'm going to be reading Frankenstein for the prompt sci-fi. A little bit of what this is about, I guess, although it's quite a classic and you probably know bits and pieces. It's about a guy called Frankenstein, I'm pretty sure, and he creates a monster, Frankenstein's monster, and honestly that's all I know. So yeah, I assume I'm going to enjoy it. I'm sure I am, so let's just go into this one knowing what we know. So yeah, that was book 1 for prompt 1. Roll number 2. Got a 1. Okay. So 19, which is visual, and that is red cover. So roll 2, we've got red cover. So next prompt for roll 2 was a visual, and this was a red cover. So it doesn't need to be the entire cover red, it just needs to have red on the cover. And the book I'm picking, it does have red on the cover. I just want to say that the edition I have has even less red than most editions. Most editions have even more red. I mean, I'd still class it even if it was just like this, but I just wanted to mention that. And this is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. And I am so ridiculously excited to read this. It sounds absolutely amazing. It's about 4 80-plus-year-olds who live in like a retirement home and then meet up every Thursday to like solve a murder, and then a murder happens. Well, it says on their front door, so I assume like in the retirement home, and they basically find themselves in the middle of this like live murder case. And oh my gosh, it sounds like so much fun. It sounds so exciting. The reason I haven't read it yet is because I've heard the audiobook is really amazing to listen to at the same time as reading this, and at my library the audiobook, when I bought this, like wasn't available straight away. You have to like pre-book it and wait. So on the 9th of February, I'm pretty sure, my audiobook will come through for this as well, so that means I can listen and read at the same time. So yeah, the Thursday Murder Club for red cover. Okay, roll number 3. 1 again. We've moved to 20, which is game. Okay, so for this one we've got author with the same initials. Fun, great. Roll number 3, author with the same initials. Okay, so then roll number 3, we got this from, which is author with the same initials. Now, I went through my entire bookcase. I looked for H.E., H.E.L. and H.L. My last name is Lewis, so that's where the L comes from. And none. Absolutely none. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I had a quick look online, like authors with the initials HL, HE, HEL, whatever. You get the point. And it turns out that To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee will work for this. And again, it's another classic that I've always wanted to read, so I'm going to read it. It's as simple as that. I've ordered it online, I don't currently own it, but it will arrive before the 3rd of February, I think, so I'll still have plenty of time to read it. So yeah, for author with the same initials, we're going for To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, which is HL, and I'm HL. Okay, roll number 4. It's gone off, but I'll move it over. It's landed on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's visual. We've got black cover, which most months this would be very easy to fulfill, but definitely not my look this month. So roll number 4, black cover. Okay, so roll number 4, we got another visual, and this time it was black cover. So because I've already picked Frankenstein, I thought it might be quite cool to pick Dracula and do like a Frankenstein Dracula week of reading. I don't know, I think it could be cool. So for black cover, I have picked Dracula. This is, I don't actually think it's the original vampire novel, but it's one of the, you know, the well-known vampire novel. And it's about Dracula, who is a vampire. I really don't know much about it, honestly, and I don't know how. I know that I've definitely read bits from it before when I did like drama in like early secondary school. I think I've read a couple of like chapters because we did them as scenes, but I don't really remember anything about it. So I'm going into this one pretty blind as well, but it's Dracula. It's the most well-known vampire story. It's one of the like original vampire stories. So yeah, I'm excited to read it and I think it should be fun. There's also other books that came out last year that are centred around Dracula or Dracula's wives, and I wanted to read them, but I mean, you kind of need to read Dracula first, I feel. So yeah, I'm going to read it in this month. Okie dokie, roll number 5. We've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got visual again. Okie dokie. And this one is obviously open to interpretation, but this is amazing cover for roll number 5. So then we got another visual, and this time we got amazing cover. So for this one, what I decided to do was just pick a cover that really amazed me. Obviously what it sounds like. Basically, when I originally wrote this prompt down and thought of amazing cover, I thought it'd be something spectacular, like you can't believe the artwork, like it's so like amazing and all this. I guess I thought of it in more like a prestigious way, but the book I've decided to go for is Frostheart, and don't get me wrong, like the artwork is great with this. Everything's great with this. I really like it. I like the foiling. I like the artwork in general. I also have just realised I don't think I've been showing a close-up of the books, but we will from now on. So yeah, but you might think, well, yeah, that's a nice cover, but is it amazing? And then I say, well, let's open it. What? Yeah, that's like a little hole. Oh yeah. So that is why I've picked this one for amazing cover. It's a very subjective one, I can pick whatever I want, but I thought I'd explain the reasoning. So yeah, for amazing cover, we've gone for Frostheart. Okay, roll number 6. This would normally be our last roll, but we've got the +1, so this is the penultimate roll for roll number 6. And we've landed on a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've landed on game again. Okie dokie. So this is an Instagram recommendation for roll number 6. Okay, so roll number 6, which unfortunately wasn't the last one because we did get a +1 earlier on, is Instagram recommendation. This was for the game, and what I would normally do for this is open up Instagram, scroll down it until I see a book I own and pick it. But what I decided to do this time is at the start of the year there was like a little grid thing going around. I'll insert the picture here, and it was basically that get 12 friends to recommend you 12 books. I did, as you can see by the filled in version of this, and I only own one of these, so I picked it. It was recommended by Instagram because people replied to my story and picked those 12 books, and I think if this comes up at all throughout the year, I will use this as it's a way to like get through it, essentially like an extra push to do it. So yeah, Instagram recommendation, I picked The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I know very little about it except for everyone says it makes you cry near the end, so yeah. So it's a retelling. We were like gods at the dawning of the world, and our joy was so bright we could see nothing else but the other. So it's like a love story, it's like a Greek myth retelling, it's got a lot of things going for it, and I'm excited to read it, so that's what I plan on doing. Okay, this is hopefully the last roll, so let's hope for the best. So roll number 7, and we've landed on, is that a 1? Yeah, a 1. So a visual again. So this is landscape on the cover for roll number 7, the final roll. Okay, and then our 7th and last roll, we got another visual, and this time it was landscape on the cover. So I'm pretty sure that this is allowed. I've picked Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and this is book 1, The Lightning Thief. As you can see here, if I hold it like this way, there's this landscape. I know it's not a perfect use for it, but it's what I'm going for, and I think it's close enough to fit. And if this one doesn't fit, all of this series has them on, and I'm hoping to get through quite a few this month. So yeah, this is what I picked for landscape on the cover. So what's it about? Book 1, we've got Percy Jackson. He's been kicked out of boarding school again, and he finds out that he's got something going on with him. He ends up at a camp with new friends, and lately mythological monsters and the gods of Mount Olympus seem to be walking straight out of the pages of Percy's Greek mythology textbook and into his life. I'm not going to read any more of like the back of it, honestly. I think this is a great story. I'm pretty sure it's classed as middle grade, but the entire series is amazing. This is a reread for me, and yeah, I really can't wait to reread it. I really enjoyed it the first time round, and I'm sure I'm going to this time as well. So yeah, those were all 7 of the books that I've picked. I mean, there's 6 here, but imagine that To Kill a Mockingbird is in the pile as well. And yeah, that is my February TBR, what I plan on reading this month, and also there's plenty of books in this that I'm going to double up for Polathon as well. I think the only book I'm going to need to add in for Polathon is this one, so I will just say I'm probably also going to read the Northern Lights this month, but it's not officially on the TBR. So yeah, I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. I hope that you've enjoyed the game. I have, and I find this a really exciting, really cool way to do it still. I mean, it's still new, this is the second month of doing it, but I'm having a great time. Do give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.